What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin Renegades, and tonight we're going to talk about a lot of different things. First off, we're going to look at a few things the news have going on. We're going to talk about some of the Bitcoin ETFs that are out there right now. We're going to look at Axie Infinity and look at how they brought $2 billion into the play-to-earn video game industry on Ethereum. We're going to look at the Bitcoin price. We're also going to look at the Ethereum price and see, are these inverse head and shoulders getting ready to play out? The only problem is they happened on the weekend. And so now we're going to have to look at the charts and see what they say. I do want to go over our sponsors really quick before we start. First off, trashfaucet.com, thank you for sponsoring the videos. Trashfaucet.com welcomes you to the team of champions. Begin your journey in earning free Bitcoin and other crypto by exploring our highly curated faucet list and discovering other unique ways to earn on the most legit earning platforms of today at trashfaucet.com, and you can visit over there to earn crypto. You can go and connect up with expresscrypto.io, our hopefully future sponsor, and you can earn crypto from here, sent over to your wallet over here. You don't actually, I'm not sure if they have their own wallet or not. I might want to go check out their website so I can let you know a little more about it. I might even do a video on it one day, maybe. We'll see. But I do want to show you guys this. Let me minimize the head a little bit here. Okay, actually, we'll go a little bigger than that. How is that? How is that? Is that good? Most people put them over here for some reason. So, there we go. All right, so I want to show you this really quick first. This is where I collect most of my crypto from, are these sites. This one is called express.dutchycorp.space, and as you see, I am sending it over to my Express Crypto account over here. I'm sending 83 Bitcoin Satoshis to my Express Crypto account every 10 minutes, and this will go on with the Satoshis with the Dutchy that I have now for an hour and 24 minutes every 10 minutes. I will get this amount of all of these cryptos here, all of those. And they're out of BCN and I think Redcoin right now, yeah. But I'll get all of those sent to my Express Crypto account every 10 minutes. And over here is the other one. This one was Express Auto Faucet at express.dutchycorp.space, and this one is Final Auto Faucet at autofaucet.dutchycorp.space. So they're two different sites. This one actually used to pay a lot more, and it still does have a lot more coins on it. It has 56 different coins, and Dutchy also has his own space token. And I might do a video about it. I want to partner with Dutchy as well. I'm going to have to send him an email and see if I can't partner with him. Where's that space token at? I'm trying to find space token real quick. Where is it? Oh, I didn't choose space token, so it's not going to be on this one. I don't always choose it because you need a lot of it to... I should, though, because I already have a bunch. So I might do that in my next reset on everything, is get the space token, because that's actually Dutchy Corp's official token. So look what I'm earning here. You can't see it, but I'm basically earning the same from this site and the other site right here. They're two different sites from the same provider. So you can have one account here and one account here. Now, you cannot have two accounts here and two accounts here. You'll get in trouble for that. But you can have one account on each of the websites. And this is the highest paying auto faucet there is. As you see, 83 Bitcoin Satoshis every 10 minutes is the highest. And on the weekends, it's even higher. So this is what I do. I collect from my faucets. I'm going to turn my phone off so we don't get interrupted here, and so I can charge it actually. So I definitely want to let you guys know about this. I like Dutchy. I am on high levels on all of these, as you can see. Level 338 on this one, and you're gonna lose it when I show you my level on this one. 506. So I get an extra 50% bonus for all of the crypto that I collect. So basically, if I was supposed to get 50, I would get 75 instead. I think that's how it works. And then if you hold enough space tokens, you get another bonus on each collect too. So I think you can get up to 100% bonus. I'm not sure about that. Actually, we can go look in here. Will it show me? No. I know there's a way to go look at it. I think it's up here somewhere. Claims rates. Yeah, I think this is it right here. Oh, it changed that page? I wasn't trying to do that. Oh well. Yeah, but this shows the claim rates for the bonuses, and I'm not sure if it shows how much bonus you can get though. Oh well. I think you can get up to 100% or so. So I want to go back to where I was just at and claim. Yeah. So I'm going to keep claiming here while we do the video. I do want to go into the news first today. Normally we go into the charts first, but I want to just look at some news like this one especially. These are the high-profile Bitcoin ETF applications currently in play. Now, this is huge. This is the next step in the evolution of Bitcoin. And once we get an American exchange-traded fund for Bitcoin, things are gonna, be crazy with Bitcoin, and we might see like $1 million Bitcoin if that happens. So, Bitcoin exchange-traded funds have sprung up around the world, but the U.S. SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, continues to stonewall proposals for a Bitcoin ETF. That is one amazing, prospect, is having an American ETF. Now, what the SEC will allow, and it has shut down every single one that has been brought for. It did actually lay out a real plan. So it kind of laid out a plan for what people had to do, for what they have to do to get an ETF. So they are willing to work with people to get this ETF. So it's going to happen. This is going to happen. But who's going to get the first one? And how backwards are they willing to bend over for the SEC is the thing. If this happens, that the SEC and the United States government is going to have their gigantic hand in your pocket. So that's what is going to happen with the Bitcoin ETF. According to the SEC, they are definitely going to have their hand in your pocket. So, yep. A number of hopefuls have filed proposals in the U.S. for an exchange-traded fund that would offer exposure to Bitcoin. To date, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission have rejected every single application for a Bitcoin ETF. Told you that it's really hard. But they have. Let's see what it says here. Since the first application for a U.S. Bitcoin exchange traded fund was filed in 2013, that's good information. I didn't know that. The first one was filed down in 2013. Only a 4-year cycle after Bitcoin, the first actual big pump in the market, a Bitcoin ETF has become something of a holy grail for the crypto community. Yeah, I wouldn't say a holy grail, but yeah. They're trying to make a point that it's really huge. An ETF is a publicly traded investment vehicle that tracks the value of an underlying asset. Now, that's a lot like the Greyscale Bitcoin Trust. That is almost an ETF. I don't see how that isn't an ETF. And if it is it out of the U.S.? In the case of a Bitcoin ETF, that asset is Bitcoin. So, advocates for a Bitcoin ETF argue that a complexity of exchanges, crypto wallets, and private keys still present a daunting barrier to entry into the crypto space for newcomers. A Bitcoin ETF would enable these investors to gain exposure to Bitcoin without actually having to hold their own cryptocurrency. Now, having to go to an exchange or a crypto wallet, they have basically made these really simple for the average person. So this is no longer, I think, a big barrier of entry compared to when we first had private keys only, or that's what they had. I wasn't even in crypto at that point. Even since I've been in crypto, they have made it pretty easy to do all of this. The simple stuff of buying, selling, and trading crypto, anybody can do. Now, the more complex stuff like running a node, even using a decentralized exchange, now that would be harder for a normal person, because then they're like, well, what are all these gas fees? What is this? Why am I? And then they set their gas fees wrong and all this. So a decentralized exchange is still a barrier of entry for beginners. Now, once you are a crypto enthusiast or a crypto I wouldn't say enthusiast, but now it's not just a hobby, it's going to be a mainstream everyday thing. So once you become a crypto, let's say, member, crypto user, just like you're a bank user, like a credit card user or a debit card user. You had to learn how to use those, right? You had to learn how to swipe, and then you have to learn to put the chip in when they changed it to the chip, and then now you just have to tap it. They make it easier over time, but at the beginning you had to swipe, put the number in, and then they make it easier over time. That's the same with Bitcoin and everything. First you had to have a private key, which is really hard because it's just a series of a bunch of different numbers, and they don't mean anything. They're just numbers that signify, what you have, and they can never be doubled or duplicated, so that's why there's so many of them. But it makes it hard to remember, and addresses to send to and from are now starting to become email addresses or usernames, and so everything is starting to become less complex for Bitcoin. And so that barrier for entry that they are talking about used to be one of the biggest things why everybody said, and I remember this even when I first got in last year, people were talking about how they couldn't see it being adopted by mainstream. You can't even buy Bitcoin at a Bitcoin convention. It's so hard to get. It's so hard to buy. Well, now it's everywhere. Now it's as easy. Actually, now it's easier than going to your grocery store to buy groceries. You can just turn on your phone, download an app. You could do all this within a half an hour. You could get your phone, download an app, do your, verify your identity, because they need to know, who you are. If you're a U.S. citizen, I'm saying, like, if you lived in Seattle, you're a U.S. citizen, you live here, you could just grab your phone, turn it on, download Coinbase, do all this stuff, and then buy crypto right on your phone. You hook your bank account right up. I mean, they make it so simple. You hook your bank account right up to it by just putting your credentials or whatever in. And of course, they make you put your email and then verify everything and put some security procedures in place, like a 2FA and stuff like that, to keep your stuff safe. But it's so easy. You do have to go through a process, but it's not like, oh, I need to remember all these complex numbers. No, now even on Coinbase, when it asks, when you go to send your crypto on Coinbase, it says, do you want to look in your contacts? And it can actually send, if you have somebody's username, I believe, or email on Coinbase. If you have that certain username that they have, I'm not sure if it's a username or an email, but one of those. And if you have that specific piece of information, you don't even need a wallet address, one of those, long numbers of just random different, numbers, right? You don't have that. You don't need that anymore, because you have an easier way. And so things are going to get easier, and it's going to allow for everyday people. Even children will be able to use cryptocurrency. It will be that easy. They'll probably, I don't know, make it better than it is. The kids, when they start to grow up, they'll have the ideas to make it even better too. So Yeah, but the ETF, I just wanted to talk about that barrier of entry, and this gave me a good place. I've never been able to speak about that with you guys, and now that is something that is dwindling from last year. Even it was even a big barrier to entry last year, and that's why I got lucky at the bottom, because it was still hard to get into crypto at that time, and things were still a little complex, but starting to get easier. Coinbase was already around, all of these things. So the next step is an ETF. And that's an exchange traded fund, which is going to be like a stock market. It's going to be basically on, one of these exchanges that is a stock and not a crypto. So it's going to be an exchange traded fund in the stock market. You're not going to find this in the crypto world, right? An ETF, I believe, is in the stock. So the ETF in Canada is the Canadian stock market. And so you can buy Bitcoin in the stock market. And that's what we're going for this ETF. So advocates for Bitcoin ETF argue that the complexities of exchanges, crypto wallets, and private keys are not a barrier anymore. No, they do say that that's a barrier. We already talked about that. But I don't believe it. So it would enable these investors to gain exposure to Bitcoin without actually having to do with that. What I say the reason is not for that anymore. That was, but maybe it is for companies to get into Bitcoin, because it's different for a company to buy into crypto and to buy into Bitcoin than it is for you and I as an individual. All we have to do is, like I said, sign up, do your KYC, and then hook your bank account up and buy your crypto. Well, with a company, you have rules, regulations, you have the SEC to deal with possibly, and you have all of these laws and stuff that you have to deal with when it comes to purchasing this kind of a thing for your company. And so it becomes, yes, this complex barrier of entry for companies. Okay, and that might be what they're talking about here, is the barrier for entry for the company levels. But the company named MicroStrategy wrote the playbook for how to do that. Now, does he share this public knowledge with people? I believe so. I know he has a cryptocurrency course. I'm talking about Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy. He has a cryptocurrency course that is dedicated to teach people about and educate them about crypto. And I believe if you look in there, there's possibly a place, and if not, I'm sure any company could possibly, call up, Michael Saylor or somebody at MicroStrategy and ask them and be like, hey, what is the playbook? How could I, do this? And maybe Michael Saylor has wrote the book on it, and because Elon Musk was able to get in after that, it seems like Michael Saylor wants to share this knowledge, and he's not just holding on to it. So these companies are not going to have the entry, the barrier for entry in that point as well in the future. So as that information goes from MicroStrategy and Elon Musk down into more companies and more companies, then that will leave as well. But in the meantime, we have this thing called an ETF that is going to, whether or not companies need to do this over buying Bitcoin, or they just want to do it because it's easier for their company to explain it to their shareholders, and it's easier for their taxes than cryptocurrency. And it's old, they don't have to go to a new tech and new data and new stuff where they don't necessarily know all the stipulations. So but they do have Canadian ETFs to go off of still. They can do that. I don't know if you can purchase in the US. I'm not savvy on all the laws with that, but Bitcoin ETFs have sprung up around the world, in Canada, Brazil, Dubai, and I guess, but to date, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has rejected every single Bitcoin ETF application to cross its desk. I mean, but they did. This isn't saying it, I don't think, citing for potential market manipulation among cryptocurrency traders. Oh, citing the potential for market manipulation. So if there was an ETF, there could be a way for them to manipulate crypto, but they already have them in Canada and other places. Maybe that's why crypto is being manipulated so much. Maybe the ETF, I mean, the SEC is not all about bringing the law down. You know, if they could make money off of crypto, off of an ETF, I'm sure if they came about it the right way with taking that potential for market manipulation away somehow, if they could do that, I think the SEC basically drew out a blueprint what they need to do. So Van Eck, so this is one of the earliest Bitcoin ETFs. Oh, it's still in play. Okay. 2018. Okay, what else? Valkyrie Investments. They did theirs in January of 2021. It's a Chicago, hold on. The ETF would refer to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange's reference price for Bitcoin. Okay. And trade on the New York Stock Exchange. What? ARCA, providing investors with an efficient means to implement various investment strategies. The firm wrote in its proposal, crypto custodian Xapo would secure the fund's Bitcoin holdings in holding it in cold storage. Oh, okay. And then we have the NY Dig, Stone Ridge, Wisdom Tree, First Trust. Look at all of these. You tell me Bitcoin's not the future. All of these places trying to get their hands on the first ETF. Fidelity, Crypto In, Galaxy Digital, Arc. Oh, this is Cathie Woods right here. Arc Invest. She is a genius. I really admire this lady. She's super smart. She is an early adopter of Bitcoin, early adopter of crypto. Very smart, very educated lady, very powerful, very rich lady. So I really admire her. If I could have her on the show one day, that would be amazing. I would love to have Cathie Woods on the show here, and I would have a lot of things to ask her, like, you know, how does it feel to be like a woman in a male dominated industry, and how does it feel to be so successful despite the odds against you in the beginning just because you're a woman? Not saying that's fair, but you know, how did you, you know, deal with the success, and you know, did you gain the respect of your colleagues, which I see you have, and how did you do that, and what would you tell other, you know, young women entrepreneurs that are, you know, trying to do what you're doing, lead the way, you know? So that would be cool to have her on here. I would love to ask. That's just one of the questions. I'd have a bunch of questions for her, especially about, you know, the Bitcoin ETF. And let's read what their plan is. ARK Invest, the investment firm led by Cathie Wood, the one I was just talking about, filed its application for the ARK 21 shares ETF in June 2021. So this was just this summer. Okay. ARK Invest has partnered with Swiss-based ETF provider 21 Shares AG to offer the ARK 21 Shares Bitcoin ETF. Okay. If approved, it would trade on CBOs, BZX exchange under the ticker symbol ARKB. I like that, ARKB. ARK Bitcoin, right? The firm is also the first to reveal the fees for its Bitcoin ETF. See, this is why Cathie Wood is so smart. She's already releasing the fees, so this might be her leg up on the competition right here, because they are the first to reveal the fees for a Bitcoin ETF, with the filing indicating a planned fee of less than 1% payable to 21 shares, which would use the money to cover operating expenses. Okay, so they're not lying. They are going to charge you a 1% fee, which is a lot the higher you get. Like, yeah, so if you're at $100 million, that's $1 million fee. So that could get expensive. But I bet they all are gonna have those, you know. So she's just the only one being honest about it. Global X, One River, Invesco, Galaxy ETF, and what is this? Grayscale. This is what I was talking about. The Gbtc. Okay. Crypto investment fund manager Greyscale has yet to make a formal application for a Bitcoin ETF, but it's made no secret of its desire to. The U.S. investment firm already operates the closed-end Gbtc Bitcoin Trust, which manages over 650,000 Bitcoin, or 25 billion. What? I thought MicroStrategy had a lot of Bitcoin. Oh my goodness, man. Thank you, Grayscale. $25 billion in today's prices. It is announced that we are 100% committed to converting GBTC into an ETF. See, that's what I was wondering. I was like, well, isn't this an ETF though? I guess it's not an exchange traded fund, but it does back Grayscale basically, which is the GBTC trust, which is a traded fund. I guess I have no clue. It's a law. I think only companies can buy this. I don't think people can buy. I think it's only for companies. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to do some research on that, but I would actually like to do some research on that. So they would charge low management fees, and it would be easier to move money in and out. They filed an application to launch a Bitcoin ETF in 2016, but withdrew it a year later, saying that we believe the regulatory environment for digital assets had not advanced to the point where such a product could successfully be brought to market. Oh, so, and they're not dumb about it, so they did what they could do, and they have $25 billion in Bitcoin to prove it. If they were going to successfully move it to an ETF, they would have done it. And so when it's able to be done, when the first one comes out, then Grayscale will follow suit. I think that was a lot of good news for today. We are actually going to go look at the price of Ethereum real quick and see what the damage is. what's the damage today? We're up almost back to 3,000 again. After a $2,800 day, I believe. Low, yeah, 28.97. It didn't go much below 29, so, and we're not really that high up. It's only been like a $64 day. It's only moved about 64 bucks. Yeah, so not a lot of moving today for Ethereum. Well, after 5 o'clock. I mean, yes, of course. I'm talking about after. But yesterday, let's see, how far did it go yesterday? So this one's for today. Okay, yesterday. Okay, no, that happened today. We did go today to 28.97. I thought we moved a lot more, but yeah, Bitcoin didn't move a lot today. Yesterday it moved about $2,000. 2,050 bucks. So I still see this inverse head and shoulders possibly playing out. We have to break up on these big lines up here, so we will have to pass so much resistance, and we're actually looking at resistance on the 50-day moving average right here. So we're really going to have to do something about it. We're still above on the 200-day moving average on Ethereum. So Ethereum has the 200-day moving average as support, and that's a good thing. It's at 26.31, so we're well above that. And the 50-day moving average is sitting at 32.99, so we need to get well above where we're at to get above the 50-day moving average. So right here, we had a golden cross, and it blasted up. Now, Bitcoin didn't do the same thing. Let's go look at the 4-hour chart to see if anything is looking different today in the near term. We're getting ready for like another bottom bounce up, I think. We need to get above the 50-day moving average here as well. It's just like all these levels we're below, and I'm sure the EMA ribbons, we need to get below those as well. So that last one. Where is it? Oh, it was that one. Okay, sorry about that. I just need all of them except that last one. There we go. Okay. So, and I don't even think those were the right ones. I'll have to learn how to get these EMA ribbons on here. So, yeah, don't mind none of that. I'm just gonna get rid of all these things. Let's see here. So yeah, things are just, Monday in it. So we're going to have to wait till the middle of the week for things to start looking better. This is why I'm not much of a TA guy. As you can see, we're going way down on the RSI, guys, and we have so much room to go up. We are ready for a reset blast off. We need to break this resistance right here. It's been a big level of resistance. If we can get basically up over the 188, we can start to move higher on Ethereum. Now let's look at Bitcoin, because we saw $44,000 Bitcoin yesterday, and then today it was down to 41,000, and we need to see why. Well, let's look on the 1 hour, and it is actually starting to come up, and we've hit a bottom here. So this inverse head and shoulders needs to play out in the near future, because I don't think it is. We need to break above this neckline soon for this to be a breakout, but it broke to the downside. Even though we were above these lines, we did technically break the neckline here, and it didn't go up, so we didn't have the volume to confirm it. Then a lot of volume came in as it was going down. So yeah, there's just so much manipulation going on in crypto right now that these patterns aren't playing out, and I just wish one time that these good patterns would play out. It would be nice. See how that's the problem. None of them closed above this line here, above the neckline. They all went above it and then closed below. Went above it, closed. We had four 4-hour candles above it that all closed below before each time. And you can see this one's right below it. So that's why we just failed to break the neckline here. We failed to close above the neckline, and so yeah, we didn't make it. So we still have another chance here. And I think we have another chance here as well on the daily. With the big one. So I think if we can still break up past this, we're good to go. I think it should have already happened, but yeah, you never know. It might be too late for it to play out, though, since it didn't break out, so it might not play out at all. Unfortunately, those would have been really good. Oh, that's the hour. I meant the daily, y'all. Okay. It was getting my hopes down. I was like, man, this looks like a lot like the 1 hour. Let's just get rid of some of this stuff. Well, if you look, I just got to get rid of this stuff up here. There's just so much stuff everywhere. Okay, so we have this inverse head and shoulders right here. Okay, cool. This one has definitely not played out yet. And we need to break, it's going to be anywhere from 48 to 49. If we get up to 50, we are going to blast off to 55. If this inverse head and shoulders plays out, we're going to be sitting pretty. So I think things are looking good for Bitcoin. We're at 32.5 again. As you know, the price fluctuates a lot. So I want to get in here. I want to tell you about our giveaway that we're doing. We have a $50 giveaway, and I am adding $1 a day to that kitty every day after this 3 days if we don't hit 1,000 subscribers. So once we hit 1,000 subscribers, this thing randomly picks 5 people, and I will give each one of those people a split of the money. If it ends up being 10 days, it'll be $60. If it ends up being 25 days after, it'll be $7 or $75, and I won't go higher than 75 though. So let's get this to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Then we're gonna give the money away. All you have to do is use the link below in the description and go on here. You can enter using your YouTube, so just sign up using YouTube, and then follow me on Twitter, retweet the tweet, and go to the website, and then that'll unlock all the other entries to follow me on other social media platforms, and then you can come back here once a day and earn an extra entry into the contest just by going to the website, watching a video. It's not a website, it's my YouTube page. So you just go to that, watch a video, comment, like, and then that counts as your daily entry. So you're going to want to do that. And we have 2,109 entries. It's going up every day. We only have 3 days left. We only have 200 and some more subscribers to go. So we're getting super close. I think we can do it, guys. With your help, we will reach 1,000 subscribers. I've had a rough couple days with videos, but hopefully this is the starting of a new era and things will start to get better. So I just hope you guys have a wonderful start to your week. This is your Monday night, crypto with Jeff. We're just talking about things going on in the world. Hopefully a Bitcoin ETF. Hopefully Cathie Wood will have the honor of being a guest on my show. Actually, my honor of having her a guest on my show, and even Michael Saylor one day. But I'd actually, I don't even want to know which one I'd want on more. Both, but for very different reasons. I think Cathie would be very inspirational to my daughter, because she's a very successful, powerful woman, and I like my daughter to see that anything is possible. So, yeah. That being said, guys, you know what time it is. Goodbye and good Bitcoin. Bang!